A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
The following program is transcribed.
For a wash that's deep clean, sparkling clean, use deep cleaning Oxidol.
Oxidol is deep cleaning. Deep cleaning. Deep cleaning.
Oxidol's own Ma Perkins. Today, let's listen in on a conversation between Mrs. Robert D. Bucklew of Montclair, New Jersey, and a friend. Mrs. Bucklew is talking about an amazing wash day discovery she made the other day. Listen.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. Imagine dirty wash water coming out of clothes I thought were clean. Where was this? At a washing demonstration the other day. They used my clean clothes. At least I thought they were clean because I just washed them with the leading suds the way you're told to. Then they washed those clothes over again, this time with deep cleaning Oxidol. You should have seen the dirty wash water come out of those clothes I thought were clean. That dirty wash water showed me Oxidol really can get out the gray dirt left in clothes by those short cup suds.
Isn't that interesting? I'm going to try deep cleaning Oxidol myself.
Yes, ladies, deep cleaning Oxidol is worth trying, because it reaches deep down into fabrics and washes out the gray dirt left in clothes by the leading wash day suds, the leading short cut suds. The next wash day, try this yourself. Use deep cleaning Oxidol and see how much dirt Oxidol can get out of your clothes. Most important of all, see what Oxidol does for your clothes. When you use deep cleaning Oxidol, your clothes look white and bright. Your clothes feel soft and fluffy. Clothes smell sweet, too. Yes, your clothes look clean, feel clean, smell clean, because they are clean with deep cleaning Oxidol. Yet Oxidol is truly safe. Deep clean clothes stay brighter, new-looking longer. So don't wash clothes with suds that leave dirt in. To get clothes deep clean, sparkling clean, use deep cleaning Oxidol.
Oxidol is deep cleaning. Deep cleaning. Deep cleaning.
Ask your dealer for Oxidol today. And now for Ma Perkins. Well, Ma hated to start asking questions about the cousins. Ma wants to take the cousins for granted, the way she takes the whole world for granted, with mutual respect and esteem. But Shuffle and Fay insisted that Ma inquire about Evie's and Willie's business deal with Sylvester, the deal which Sylvester repeatedly denied. And so, reluctantly, Ma did ask. But then Evie said, "But here, let's turn the clock back just a moment and hear for ourselves." Our scene is the same, Evie's and Willie's kitchen at about 8:45 in the morning. Listen.
Go ahead, Ma. So you're here to ask me and Evie something about the cousins.
Yes. I've been told that the cousins have been taking advantage of us, of all of us. I simply can't bring myself to believe it. Benita? Why, I'd trust Benita with, what should I say, not just money. I'd trust Benita with anything. My life. But I've been told not once, but again and again, and by somebody who I respect his character very much. I've been told that my cousins are bad people. And so
Shuffle. It's Shuffle who's been telling you this, Ma. He's hated the cousins from the minute they set foot in this town.
Yes, Evie, dear, it is Shuffle who's been telling me. And for months now, I've been saying like you're saying. On the one subject of the cousins, Shuffle just ain't himself. But now something has come up which, well, if we can get at the truth of it, we'll settle the matter once and for all. Because I asked Sylvester a week or so ago. I asked him right out. And Fay asked him. And both to me and to Fay, Sylvester said the same thing. He said no. Willie, Evie, Are you in some kind of business deal with Sylvester? Did Sylvester lie to me? Lie to Fay? And my cousins are bad people who tell lies? Or is this simply more of Shuffle's, Shuffle's mistaken feelings about our cousins?
Gee, Ma. Look, Evie, under the circumstances, don't you think we maybe...
No, I'm sick and tired of Shuffle and his craziness and his jealousy. And personally, I'm real fond of the cousins.
Evie, Cousin Sylvester told the truth. You did not turn over your savings to him.
Listen, Evie.
That's right, Ma. We did not.
All right, Evie. Thank you for telling me. I reckon I'll get along back to the office now. Cousin Ed and Cousin Sylvester wonder what happened.
If you'll wait a minute, Ma, I'll drive you. I just have to put on my coat and pull out the car.
No, I need you for something here, Willie. I don't want you to leave yet.
Huh? What do you need me for?
That's all right, Willie, son. I'd rather walk. Thank you anyway. Maybe you'd like to come over with Willie and Junior for Sunday dinner, Eddie? It's been quite some time since we had Sunday dinner.
Sunday, we're having dinner here with the cousins.
Oh. Well, that's fine. All right, thank you again. I hope you get that job, Willie.
Thanks, Ma. I hope so, too. Goodbye, Ma.
Bye, Willie.
Debbie Perkins Fitz, you told a lie.
Go up and change your necktie. There's still some coffee on it.
Never mind about my necktie. You told a lie. You told a lie to your own mother.
Did I?
What do you mean, did I? You certainly did. And for what reason, I can't even imagine. Ma asked you a question, and you just went and deliberately...
My reasons are very simple. If you had 2 cents worth of brains, they'd be your reasons, too. I ain't interested in no family fight. I'm interested in making a living for my own husband and child. Shuffle's been trying to make trouble for the cousins since the first minute he clapped eyes on them, and I'm sick and tired of Shuffle's crazy ideas. Why else do you think Ma came here? She herself admitted it. Shuffle told her to. Everything's Shuffle, now the same as always. And I'm sick and tired, and I'm not having any more, thank you.
But, Evie, Ma said Sylvester told her a lie. I mean, it's not Shuffle. Ma just wanted to know about Sylvester. Ma asked Sylvester about our investment, and he lied to her. He said there wasn't no investment. And he lied to Fay, too, Ma said.
Oh, Ma said. Everything is Ma said. For heaven's sakes, why do you think Sylvester told Ma no, we didn't invest? He's trying to protect us, that's why. Same like he told us last night. We don't want a bunch of strangers rushing in and spoiling our profit.
Yeah, that's what he said last night. But why he said it or what he means, I'm sure I don't understand. The only thing I do understand is your own mother came here and asked you a question, and you answered her with a lie. And when she asked that same question of Sylvester, and when Fay asked Sylvester, he answered with lies, too. And all I know is I don't like lies. And especially to Ma. Does that make me a dope?
May I inquire in your whole life how many times you bought something for $2,000 and you sold it for $5,000?
I don't get it. What do you mean?
Well, you're so smart. Put over big deals like this every day of your life.
Oh. Now I get it. You're saying that I'm a dope. You're saying that I should just shut up and do whatever Sylvester tells me to do. Ain't that what you're telling me?
Well, he's happy enough to take the money when we make a $3,000 profit.
Okay, Eddie. Too late to do anything about it now. Sylvester's got our money. We've told our lies to Ma, so there's nothing I can do, I guess, except go up and change my necktie. I could point out that we ain't got our profits yet, but then you'd say I'm picking on the cousin, so I'm a dope who spills coffee on his necktie, and I never turned over no smart deals in my life, and I got to be told how to act and what to say and what to do. And I ain't even got a job. But I don't like it, Evie. I don't like lies. No good will ever come from lies. Even profits don't do you any good if it's lies which bring them. Do you hear me? I don't like lies, Evie.
And now our scene changes. We know that Ma just can't bring herself to believe that her cousins, Pa's cousins, are the villains Shuffle tells her they are. So, as Ma walks up the street, we might expect her to be happy. She's just been told that Cousin Sylvester did not lie to her and Fay. That's the meaning of what Evie said. But somehow Ma doesn't seem happy. She gets to the corner, stands there. She turns and walks to the drugstore. There, Ma goes into the phone booth, calls a number in Middleborough. Yes, Shuffle. Are the cousins going to be victorious again? Is Ma going to tell Shuffle that he's mistaken to be suspicious of the cousins? Listen.
Middleborough Lumber Company, good morning.
Shuffle. That you, Shuffle?
Darnation, I was hoping this call would be from you, Ma. Yes, this is me. Morning, Ma.
Good morning, Shuffle.
You planning to start telling me, Ma, or should I start asking?
I was just trying to decide what to say.
You did see Willie and Evie, Ma?
I just come from there. I'm calling you from the drugstore.
And what did Willie and Evie say?
They said, well, Willie and Evie they said no.
No?
They said that's right, no. No, they ain't invested their money with Sylvester. No, Sylvester did not tell me a lie or tell Faye a lie. They said no.
Well, Ma Perkins, that makes old Shuffle the liar. You must be real happy, Ma, learning that your cousins ain't the no-good swindlers and crooks I've been a-calling them. The liar is me, it ain't them. Must make you real happy, Ma.
No, I ain't happy. Somehow I am not satisfied, Shuffle. Something about the way Evie said it. Something about... I can't even explain it, but I ain't satisfied. Why ain't I satisfied, Shuffle? My own cousins, I should believe good about my own cousins. Why ain't I happy to hear that they didn't lie?
Oh, Ma. This is the old Ma Perkins speaking. The Ma Perkins who can just feel the truth. Listen, Ma, I'll be over there in Rushville Center in an hour. I got to talk to you, Ma. You and me, Ma, we'll get to the bottom of them cousins yet.
Have you tried it yet? The amazing Oxidol all America is talking about? It's deep cleaning Oxidol, and it means a sparkling clean wash for you. You can see how clean and white deep cleaning Oxidol washes your clothes. You can feel how soft and fluffy clothes are. You can even smell how sweet clothes are. Yes, clothes look clean, feel clean, smell clean, because they are clean with deep cleaning Oxidol. Oxidol reaches deep down into fibers for grimy dirt, loosens dirt, and floats it away. So for a wash that's deep clean, sparkling clean, get deep cleaning Oxidol at your dealers now in the same familiar Oxidol package. And so Ma says that she's still not satisfied. Is Ma on the track at last? We certainly hope so. But the cousins are clever, as we learn on Monday. But now this is Charlie Warren inviting you to listen again Monday to Oxidol's own Ma Perkins, transcribed, same time, same station. For a wash that's deep clean, sparkling clean, use deep cleaning Oxidol.
Oxidol is deep cleaning. Deep cleaning. Deep cleaning.
countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million could-be years on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, presents
X minus 1.
Tonight's story, To the Future, by Ray Bradbury. Time is an interesting phenomenon. A ticking clock, the running sands of an hourglass. All these have captured the imagination of men. But time is more. It exists now, and then, and in the future. Suppose we are in the year 1955. Coexistent in time may be worlds we have never seen, the worlds of the past and of the future. The year 1955. It was a spring night in Mexico, fiesta time. The fireworks shot up into the clear, dark sky, and the papier-mâché bull ran about the plaza chasing boys and laughing men. Mr. and Mrs. William Travis stood on the edge of the yelling crowd, smiling.
Bill, what is it? What did you say?
They're cheering for the bull. Here he comes. Good, isn't he? Look how they rigged that fire breathing.
Bill, it's wonderful. I've never enjoyed myself so much in my life.
It's terrific. They caught the bull. Bravo, Toro!
Bill, it will go on, won't it? I mean, our trip.
Sue, don't worry. I've got enough traveler's check for a lifetime. Relax.
No, but suppose they find us.
Forget it. They haven't a chance.
But suppose they do. Suppose they take us
They'll
back.
never find us. Oh, relax. Enjoy yourself.
If it only lasts.
Come on. Let's get out of the crowd, huh? You need a drink.
Let's try something different this time. I want to try every drink there is in the world.
Don't worry. There's no rush. We've got plenty of time now. In here. There's a table over there. Come on.
Bill,
What's the matter?
don't look right away.
Huh?
Over your left shoulder, right by the end of the bar. That man.
What is it?
I saw him this morning in the plaza.
Take it easy. The town's full of tourists.
He was at Juarez and at Tasco. Bill, I'm afraid.
Don't stare at him. Come on.
I know it's the same man. He was wearing the same white suit.
Sit down, Sue. Come on, dear. Smile. Act
Bill,
natural.
he's been following us. He's a searcher. I know he is.
Quiet. Here, boy.
Si, senor.
Benedictine brandy, too.
Si, senor.
He's been watching us, Bill.
Pull yourself together,
He
Susan.
can't take us back.
Will you quit worrying? The chances are 1 in 1,000 that they found us. It's probably just a coincidence.
I want to lie down. I think I'm going to be sick.
Susan, hang on, will you? If he is looking for us, we can't run out. It'd attract
He
attention.
must have slipped up when we checked out in New York.
What's he doing now?
Stopped our waiter. He's asking him something.
May just want a drink.
Bill, I can't stand it. I've got to go upstairs and lie down.
All right. As soon as we finish our drinks. What's he doing now?
He's nodding at me. As if he knows me. He's smiling. Bill, he's coming over here.
Watch yourself. We've got to go right on in front of him, so if he is what we think he is, he won't suspect.
I can't.
We've got to. Come on. So I said to David, that's absolutely ridiculous. What do you...
Mr. Christian, you did not pull up your pants leg when you sat down.
What? I'm afraid you've got the wrong person. My name isn't Chrysler.
Kristen.
Oh. I'm William Travis. I don't see what my pants leg has to do with it.
Oh, mind if I sit down? See, Everyone nowadays pulls up his pants leg when he sits down. Like this. See, it keeps the trousers from bagging at the knees. But, of course, if you're not used to this style of clothing...
Now, see here, we don't know you.
You don't? I'm sorry. I thought I knew you.
This is our table, if you don't mind.
You see, I'm looking for two friends of mine. A man and his wife. Very much like you. The man is an atomic scientist. The wife, a bacteriologist. Very important people. They work on government business.
What are you talking about?
And when I find my friends, I'm going to take them home with me.
Look here, Mr.
Sims. That will do for now.
Well, look, I understand you thought you knew us, but you see, you're mistaken. If you'll excuse us, my wife and I were just going up to our room. We have to make an early start in the morning.
Oh, going for a trip? Acapulco, perhaps? Oh, a lovely spot.
Never mind where we're going.
Yes, of course. You don't like crowds, tourists. Probably like to get off the beaten path. You know, I have a vacation folder here that might interest you.
Please, Bill, let's go.
It's put out by an outfit that calls itself Travel in Time, Incorporated.
Travel in time?
Yes. They've come up with a rather intriguing idea. Here. Travel in Time, Incorporated can costume you, put you in the crowd at any place and time in history. We guarantee to teach you any language you need to move freely in any year without risk of detection. This summer, why not escape from the worries of our modern world? Take your vacation in time.
That's impossible, of course.
But think what it would mean. A chance to escape all the tensions of an unpleasant life. War, insecurity, fear. Suppose you were a scientist working on a dangerous bomb project. Or you, Mrs. Travis. Suppose you were a bacteriologist working on disease cultures, and you had a chance to escape all that, to take a vacation 200 years in the past. It would be wonderful, wouldn't it, to escape to a more peaceful world? A trip back to 1955?
1955? But you said a vacation in the past.
So I did. But you see, 1955 is the past. If you come from the year 2155.
2155?
Yes. Terrible times. Most unpleasant. A war raging. An atomic, bacteriological war. Terrible times. With none of the little comforts we enjoy today. Like this fine Havana cigar.
Well, I want to go upstairs. I want to lie down.
If you were living then, think of how wonderful it would be to take a vacation in time. Back to now. Suppose a young couple like yourselves took a trip to 1955 and didn't want to come back. Do you know what would happen? The government sends a searcher back to look for them.
This is all fantastic
The
nonsense.
searcher finds them and brings them back. Back to that miserable, insane, stark, pleasureless world of 2155. A pity, isn't it?
Look here, Sims.
Well, do you think I shall find my two friends, Mr. Travis?
Bill, please take me upstairs. I don't feel well.
Oh, is the lady feeling a bit ill? How unfortunate.
Here are the drinks, senor.
Ah. Well, shall we drink a toast? To 2155. To the future.
Inside, quick.
What are you doing?
Shoving a chair under the doorknob.
He knows. He's been following us. He's a searcher.
Look, keep quiet, Sue. I want to
He's
think.
going to take us back.
It isn't over yet. I've got a headache.
I'll get you an aspirin. What will they do to us?
I don't know. Something slipped. Something must have slipped.
But we were so careful.
The searchers are trained to watch for detail. Things like not pulling up my trousers. Started them thinking, there's a man who isn't used to ancient clothes. I could kill myself for giving it away.
No, it was my walk with these high heels. Here.
Thanks. The nerve of that Sim sitting there looking us up and down like animals, smoking those stinking cigarettes.
That's how I first noticed him at Tasco. He had 4 bottles of liqueurs and a pile of chocolate.
Yes, he still hasn't gotten over that first greedy hunger. We've got to look out for that. It's the sure sign of somebody from the future. Trying to make up for a lifetime of shortages by stuffing yourself sick. Remember our first night?
Bill, I can't stand it. We've got to get out of here.
What are you doing?
Packing. Put the suitcases up.
It's no use.
What do you mean? We can get to Acapulco by morning.
Don't you think he's watching?
We could get away.
No. We've got to sit tight. Maybe he isn't sure of us yet. Maybe we can still figure out some way to escape. Come on now. We'll need our strength. We'd better try to get some sleep.
No, I won't go back. Security blew it. The bomb is falling and killing.
What's the matter,
No,
Sue?
no.
Sue, wake up, Sue.
Bill, where are we?
It's all right. Calm down, honey. We're still in 1955. It's all right.
Oh.
You must have had a nightmare.
Oh, Bill, it was awful. We were back there, 2155. Bill, we won't go back there, will we ever?
Go back to sleep, honey. It's all right. We're in Mexico, 1955, and we're going to stay here. So I've been lying awake here thinking. He's still testing us. He's not absolutely certain. He's got all the time in the world. He can stay here as long as he likes. And then bring us back to the future 60 seconds after we left it.
They can't make a scene, can they? They don't dare come out in the open.
No. It might change the future. They're afraid of that.
Bill, if we could only tell somebody, ask for
You
help.
know we can't. That's why we had to submit to the psychological block treatment before they okayed our vacation. We couldn't tell if we tried. The block's too strong.
Maybe we can break it, Bill.
What's the use, darling? Who'd believe a crazy story like ours? Who'd believe we come from 2155? No, we can't tell. And they'll have to get us alone to put us in the time machine to send us back.
Then that's it, Bill. We'll never be alone. It's still siesta tomorrow. It'll be easy to stay in the crowd.
Yes, that's the only chance. We can't let him get us alone. He won't get us back to that war and that insane world.
Bill.
Oh. Could be the room clerk.
At 3 in the morning?
I'd better answer.
Don't, Bill, don't.
I've got to. Hello? Hello?
Mr. Travis?
What's the idea? It's 3 in the morning.
Yes. I just wanted to remind you, the rabbits may hide in the forest, but a fox can always find them.
What was it, Bill? Bill.
Never mind. Come on. Let's get some sleep. While we can.
Buenos dias, señor y señora.
Good morning, Senor Gomez.
I trust you are spending pleasant days in my hotel. Fiesta time is the best.
Yes, it's been lovely.
Your special table is all ready for breakfast.
Hey, where in blazes the hotel? You, Buster, where's the hotel in this godforsaken sinkhole of a one-horse town? All the blighted deserts of the whole stinking country. I had
all that racket?
Oh, great excitement. Very great.
What is it?
They come with 4 trucks and innumerable automobiles. A motion picture company from Hollywood.
Oh, what are they doing down here?
They make the pictures of our fiesta for the background. That fat man, the one with the most colorful shirt, he is the chief.
Manager!
Director.
Manager! Where's the manager of this Adobe Playback?
Coming, senor. You will excuse me, senor. I hope the table is satisfactory. Coming, senor.
This is a break, so that movie company will draw crowds, and that helps us.
When can we leave, Bill?
Oh, not today. He'd be...
Okay, kids, end of the line. Ciao. Get it up, Maxwell, and lay off the pepper. I got to know, sir.
Bill, there's Sims across the dining room.
Can't do anything now, not with these actors coming in.
Gloria, you sit next to Papa. Hello. Max, make sure nobody monkeys with the trucks and the gear.
Right, Chief. Do we have to eat at this crummy joint, Joe?
Cheer up, sweetie. Your mere presence makes this chasins and truck roll into one.
Oh, not this early in the morning, Joe. I couldn't stand it.
Okay. Anything you want, laddies. It's on the dear old expense account.
They look happy, don't they?
There's an idea. Maybe I could hire two of them. I could say it was a joke.
Why?
We could dress them in our clothes, have them drive off in our car sometime when Sims couldn't see their faces.
Where would that get us?
With him off on their trail, we might make it to Mexico City. It'd take years to find us there.
Wait, that Morgan man's coming over.
Excuse me, you folks are Americans, aren't you?
That's right.
Boy, am I glad to see you. I'm so sick of hearing Spanish, I could kiss you. Hey, come on over and eat with us, huh?
Well, I don't think we should intrude.
Oh, come on. Misery loves company. I'm Misery, and that's the company. We're from Hollywood.
So I understand.
Yeah. Boy, would I like to be there. I'm Joe Melton. I'm the director.
I'm William Travis. This is my wife, Susan.
Mutual. Come on over, kids. Join the party. Cheer us up. Only no tamales. I burned out 3 kidneys on tamales since I came over the border. Boy, am I funny, huh?
Wonderful.
Well, come on over. Hey, kiddies. I got new blood. Brother Yanks.
Just a moment, Mr. Travis. I thought you might be breakfasting with me, alone.
Sorry.
I got him first, Mac. You want to join us?
No, I've already ordered. Mr. Travis, I think you'd better talk with me.
Say,
now.
Is this guy giving you trouble?
It's all right.
Then I'll say the word, and I'll have Max pitch him out in his ear.
No, it's all right. We'll be right over, Mr. Melton.
Bill.
We'll talk to Mr. Sims. Mr. Melton, you sort of keep an eye on us, huh? After all, you found us first.
Yeah, sure. Well, come on over soon, kids.
Sit down, Mr. Travis. I hope you slept well.
Did you?
Well, I'm not used to spring mattresses, but there are compensations. I stayed up half the night trying new cigarettes and foods. A whole new spectrum of sensation, these ancient vices. We miss something in our world, don't we? And when we get back here, we try to cram it all in a few short days.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Still acting, eh? But it's no use. You can't stay in crowds all the time. I'll get you alone soon enough. I'm immensely patient. However, let's come to the point. You know we can't let you get away with this escape. Other people in the year 2155 might get the same idea and do the same thing. And we need people.
To fight your wars?
Bill.
It's all right, Susan. We can talk on his terms now. He's got us. We can't escape.
Oh, at last. Really, you've been incredibly romantic, running away from your responsibilities.
Running away from horror.
Oh, nonsense. Only a war.
Only? With half the world dead and the other half dying?
Yes, but we can't have you escaping here while we drop off a cliff. Dying people love to know that others died with them.
Hey, kids, break it up. We're waiting on you.
The longer you keep me waiting, the harder it will go on you.
What do you mean?
We need you on that bomb project. Return now, and no torture.
Torture?
Yes. You see, later we'll force you to work, and after you finish the bomb, we'll try a number of complicated new devices on you.
Yeah.
As you say, you can't escape. We have all the time in the world. Here.
Sims, I'll make a deal with you. I'll come back now. If my wife stays here, alive, safe, away from that war.
No, Bill,
Keep
no.
quiet, Sue. Well, Sims, you need me for that bomb. You can duplicate her work.
It exceeds my authority, but, all right. Meet me in the plaza in 10 minutes.
All right. I'll pick you up in the car.
Good. We'll drive out into the country to some deserted spot, and I'll have the time travel machine pick us up.
Bill, I won't let you.
Don't argue, dear. It's settled. Sims, there's one thing.
Yes?
Last night, instead of calling, you could have broken into our room and got us. Why didn't you?
Shall we say that I was enjoying myself? Take this new fine cigar, for example. Wonderful. Wonderful. Do you know that I have 12 boxes up in my room? And liqueurs, creme de menthe, Benedictine, creme de coca, and so many others. And the wine. Oh, I've got the closets full of them. And I shall so hate to leave it all. Well, I'll meet you in the plaza in 10 minutes. Your wife may stay here as long as she wishes.
All right, Sims, it's a deal.
Don't try anything now, Travis.
I know when I'm beat. We just want a few minutes to say goodbye.
I shall be seeing you then.
No, I won't let you do it. I won't let you.
Oh, please,
I'm going to
Susan.
tell the truth. I'm going to get help.
You can't. The psychological
We've
block
got to
here.
try. It's our last chance.
Hey, aren't you two going to join us? I thought...
Mr. Melton, I've got something to tell you, and you've got to believe me.
won't work,
I've
Sue.
got to try.
Now, go ahead, kid. Spill in.
You've got to understand. You see, we really... Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, my head.
Huh?
I can't think. My head.
Say, you need a bromo, honey.
It can't work, Sue. The block's too strong. We better get the car.
Bill. Bill, please.
Someone's crying.
Somebody, please.
Breakfast, no time for people to cry. Now, what in the world could a good-looking kid like you find to cry about?
Bill, I won't let you do it.
Don't make it hard, Sue.
Let me go back with you. We'll get through some way.
You think I'd let you go back to that war? Sue, please stop. We haven't got much
It
time.
was so wonderful here, Bill. Bill, please.
There he is, smoking those Turkish cigarettes, waiting for
There
us.
must be some way we can both stay here.
Maybe there is.
Bill, what are you going to do?
Hang on, Sue, and duck when I tell
No,
you.
Bill, you're heading right for him.
He's not going to get either of us now. Down, Sue, down.
Bill.
It's all right, darling. It's all right.
Oh.
It's all over. Darling, this is the mayor.
Senor, your husband has been officially cleared in this most unfortunate affair. It is obvious this senor seems died of an unavoidable accident.
An accident? Oh, yes, of course.
Adios, senor, senora.
Will they want to see you again?
No. No, I'm clear.
Oh.
I lost control of the car. That's the way it stands. Sue, I hated to kill him. I've never wanted to do anything like that in my life.
Where shall we go now? Mexico City?
The car's in the repair shop. Won't be ready till 4. And we'll get out.
Hey there, Travis. Wait up.
Oh, it's that movie man, Bill. He was very good to me when they had you in there.
Hey, I heard what happened. They sprung you, huh? Great.
Yes, it was an accident.
Well, lucky you didn't get hurt yourselves. Everything okay now?
Yes, I think so.
It's fine. But you both look a little rocky. Say, you want to get your mind off your troubles. We're through for the day. Cloud's fouled up our shooting schedule. We're going to put a header on it up at the hotel. Gloria's cracking the ice now.
Well, maybe we will join you. But first I've got to check up on the car.
Well, don't miss the party, kiddies. See you upstairs.
Bill, I don't think
Relax, honey. We've got the break now. Sims is dead. Before they can put another searcher on our trail, we'll have time to make a clean getaway.
How about the car?
We'll be ready till 4. We've got a couple of hours to kill.
I'm so tired.
What you need is a little excitement. We rate a celebration, honey.
Well, I guess it would be nice to unwind.
Sure. We'll go up to Melton's room, have a couple of drinks, a few laughs. Don't worry, honey. It's all over. We can relax.
Well, Kitty.
Well, we thought we'd join you, Miss Melton.
Great. Call me Joe. Gloria, yank another cord for your company.
We're ahead of you. Here you are, kid.
You kids ready to drink? Yeah, that was a pretty messy business, but it's all over now, huh?
Yes, it's all over.
Time to unlax. Grab a glass, honey.
Thank you.
Hey, quiet, everybody. Quiet. How about a toast to our guests?
Well,
How about it, huh? Okay. All right. To a very beautiful lady. Lovely enough for the movies.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm not kidding. That's why I came over to you in the first place. I might even give you a test. Oh, I mean it, honey. You're pretty nice. I could make you a movie star.
And take me to Hollywood?
At least it'd get us out of Mexico.
You're not serious.
Well, sure I am. Gloria, how about a refill?
yeah, coming up.
That sounds wonderful, doesn't it, Bill?
Los Angeles is a pretty crowded city, isn't
Crowded. Hey, wait till you see the sunset buzz.
Well, you don't really think I could be an actress, do you?
Hmm.
You don't have to cheer me up anymore. I'm feeling wonderful
No,
now.
I'm serious.
it? Really? Well, what kind of a film do you think my wife would be good for?
Well, I want to do a suspense story. Sort of a war story, you know. Gloria, pour Mr. Travis another glass. A story about a man and a wife. You live in a little house. I'm just ad-libbing this, you understand?
Sure. Go on.
There's a war on, see? A terrible war, you see. And they live in the year, 2155.
Bill.
Now, here's the gimmick. They escape into the past, and they kill a man who follows them to bring them back. Gloria Honeypot, get Mr. Travis another glass. He dropped his. Well, sir, this couple takes refuge with a group of movie people. Safety in numbers, they figure.
Bill.
But the story goes on. This couple is terribly important for a new bomb. Let's call it the leprosy bomb. So the searchers figure out a way that they can get them alone in a hotel room. Shove a chair into the door now, Max.
Yes, sir.
You see, the searchers may work alone, or in groups of 8, so that if one of them's killed, the rest carry on. Don't you think that'd make a wonderful picture, huh, Susan? Don't you, Bill?
You're not going to get us, Milton. Stand still.
Look out! Put that gun down, Travis.
Mr. Travis. Mr. Travis.
Who is it?
The manager. Your car is all ready. Shall I...
Grab him! Let go of me. Let's go!
Let's not make things worse, Mr. Travis.
Let me in. What were those shots? Let me in.
The manager, he heard the shots. Let's get going.
Let go of me.
Let me in there. Let me in.
You'll break down the door in a minute. Max, get ready to travel.
Get a chair.
Take a good look, Mr. Travis. Take a good look at 1955. You won't be seeing it anymore.
Bill!
Throw the
Bill!
All right. Break it down.
Who shot that? Where are they?
I was at the door. I heard them inside.
They're gone. The windows. No, the iron bars are undisturbed. What happened to them? They just disappeared, all of them.
Senor, I think you had better send for the priest and the holy water.
Later. They just disappeared.
Look in the closet. Bottles. Hundreds of bottles. And boxes of 20 peso pure Havana Viva cigars. These crazy Americanos. Why would anyone leave all this behind?
Juan, never question providence. Bien. There is enough here to last us both for a month. I think we can look forward to a most happy future.
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you To the Future by Ray Bradbury. It was adapted for radio by Ernest Kenoy. Featured in the cast were Terry Keane, Alexander Scorby, Mercer McLeod, Joe DeSantis, Guy Sorrell, Alan Collins, and Stan Early. This is Fred Collins speaking. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production.
Next week on X-1, Ray Bradbury's story, Marionettes Incorporated. It's groomed for your interests. Weekday, NBC Radio.
Down in a submarine lock, 50 feet below the surface of the Magic Island, Jerry and Joan are waiting for their orders to go aboard the Euclidean submarine, which will go out to capture Johnson on Mrs. Gregory's other boat. G-47, powerful leader of the group of scientists on the island, has demanded that Jerry and Joan go with the submarine as a guarantee that Captain Bradford will not attempt anything to interfere with the safety of the underwater vessel. Jerry and Joan are standing near the entrance to the submarine lock.
Now, you must be patient, Jerry.
Gee whiz, patient? Do you know we've been standing here for a half an hour?
Isn't that better, Jerry?
Better than what?
Better than having spent the half hour in the submarine and being a half hour nearer to capturing your friend Johnson's boat.
Yeah, Joan, you're right. Oh, you're always right. And it gets my goat to have a girl be always right.
I will try to be wrong, Jerry, if it will make you feel any better.
But it will be very hard for me to be wrong about anything.
Oh, is that so? You sure hate yourself, don't you?
No, Jerry, I do not hate myself. Why should I?
Forget it. Just act like I didn't start it. Now then, we've been standing here a half hour and nothing happened. Can't we even look into the lock and see what it's all about?
No, Jerry. We must just stand here and wait. We will be told when we may enter.
Oh, golly whiskers, Joan. This thing's getting on my nerves. And I'll bet your mother and Captain Bradford are plenty nervous down there in the yacht, too, worrying about us.
You should say up there in the yacht. The yacht is on a higher level than this lock. We're on the floor of the 5th level, 50 feet from the surface of the island.
Gee, and the top of the island is 40 or 50 feet below the water level. We're pretty near 100 feet below the water. And that's something else I don't like.
What is that, Jerry?
Oh, I'm afraid that when we get in that submarine, it'll shoot right up to the surface. And one of those battleships practicing up there will think we're the target and let us have a few rounds.
Oh, no danger of that. These Euclidean submarines can travel safely and swiftly at a depth of over 200 feet.
Well, it beats me. I don't see how they do it.
I think you will see many things, Jerry. The commander is coming.
Where? I don't see anybody.
The door into the lock is opening slowly. That means the commander is coming down the companionway to the lock and has released the lock mechanism.
Who is this commander we're going to take this crazy trip with?
I will not know that until I see her.
Until you see her?
That is what I said.
Her? You mean a woman is going to command this submarine?
Of course. All the submarines are commanded by women, as nearly all the other mechanism on the island is.
What for? Are they short of men on this place?
No, but G47 says the cleverness of the men is needed to design and build these instruments of destruction. A woman is only fit to run them.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
The door is nearly open now, so the commander should be here any moment. Yes. Look, Jerry, here comes the crew.
That first guy is big enough to use a submarine for a rowboat. But where's the rest of the crew?
The rest? I do not understand, Jerry. He is the crew.
That guy? One man? Is the crew of a submarine?
Precisely.
Don't say that, precisely. Sounds like old G47.
Step aside and let him pass, Jerry. Do not speak to him.
Okay. I don't like his looks anyhow.
I have orders from G47 to take you on this voyage, Cleostra. You will enter immediately following the commander and take your orders from her.
I understand, SE1.
Is this vacant-faced stripling of the world to accompany us?
Is that me?
Yes, Jerry. G47 instructed me to keep this man near me at all times. He will serve you when the objective is reached.
G47 orders will be carried out. But how this open-mouthed object could serve anyone is not clear to me. Stand by for the commander.
Yes, sir.
Now, look here, Joan. I've had all I'm going to stand of this. One-man submarine crews floating up to me without a sound and making cracks about me. I'm going to tell
you will do nothing. Remember Captain Bradford's orders.
Yeah, I know. And it's only that noiseless paint on everything that makes them seem to be sneaking around the air. But if you forget for a minute, you get the jitters.
Stand aside. Make way for the commander.
Huh? The commander? That beautiful girl?
Yes. Now quiet.
So we are to have the charming Cleostra with us. SE1 will enjoy that. He will probably find some excuse for making your journey anything but pleasant.
I am ready, Commander.
So I observe. And I have also G47's instructions regarding this ballast.
You mean me?
As you are the only object in this chamber possessing visibility, but no other apparent useful quality, it should be natural that I referred to you.
Say, now you look here.
Jerry, say no more. I am sorry, Commander, but this gentleman is not accustomed to our ways. He knows nothing of our activities.
Obviously, he knows nothing about anything. G47 prepared me for the meeting with him by saying his intelligence was 0. But it appears now that even the science of mathematics must be overthrown. It is possible to subtract from 0.
Say, I'm going to...
Silence, fool. You will speak when spoken to. Cleostra?
Yes, Commander.
You will bring this into the lock. Observation is permitted. Questions are not. I will summon you when ready. G47 is coming to give you a final instruction.
Jerry, be calm and keep quiet. You will spoil everything if you are not careful. And remember that we have the only chance there is left to protect Johnson and possibly save Captain Bradford's formula.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. But she got my goat. You know, she's the most beautiful woman I ever saw in my life. Ah, but she's just a blame machine. A hard, cruel machine. Like everything and everybody else here on Euclidia.
Oh, Jerry.
Oh, now cut it out, Joan. I didn't mean you. You're not like the rest of them here.
But you said she was the most beautiful woman you had ever seen.
Oh, Jiminy Crickets. I didn't mean that, Joan. You're the most beautiful girl I ever saw.
Am I, Jerry?
Sure you are. The commander ain't so much for looks, I guess. It's just that I got a surprise seeing a young woman handling a job like this.
You will see women doing many things on Euclidia, Jerry.
Oh, I believe you. Well, when do we start this deep-sea cruise with a woman skipper and a one-man crew?
The commander said G-47 was coming with final instructions for us. We may go into the lock and wait for him. There you can observe the mechanism which holds the nose of the submarine into the island.
Oh, let's have a look. This isn't a very big door, but I guess... Hey! We can hear our feet again!
Yes, this is one of the compartments on the island that is kept noisy for a reason, Jerry. Every sound made in this lock registers in the control chambers, and the scientists know what is happening here at all times.
Well, I've got no secrets anymore. Boy, this island has sure taught me one thing.
What is that, Jerry?
Better say something good about everybody, because every time you don't, the guy is standing right behind you.
Now, Jerry, you can see the submarine.
Where? Hey, is that wall glass?
No, transparent steel. They use some glass in the fusion with the steel, and the resulting hardness is greater than that of steel, with the visibility of a poor grade of glass.
All right, I'm sold. It's steel, but you can sure see through it plain. Gee, look at all the fish out there. What a place to study fish from.
We may come here and do that some other time if you wish, but you are not looking at the interesting part of the lock.
It's all interesting to me, but what do you mean?
The nose of the submarine is screwed into that wall.
Hey, what are you talking about? You mean there's a union or a joint of some kind on the wall that screws onto the nose of the sub?
Not at all. The submarine is rammed into that hole, then it is revolved.
The sub is revolved?
Precisely.
What did I tell you about that precisely?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry.
Okay, let it go this time. Now to get back to this boat thing. You mean that the whole boat, 100-foot submarine, is revolved until the nose is screwed tight into that hole?
Exactly, Jerry. Then the water is pumped out of this room and the hatch in the nose opened.
Well, of all the wild things I ever heard of. Then when we get into that thing now, they'll shut the nose up, fill this room to equalize the pressure with the water outside, and then roll the boat over and over till they get it loose from here?
Yes, of course. Jerry. Why, what is the matter, Jerry? You do not look well.
Oh, I'm all right, I guess. But it makes me feel kind of funny to think about us being in that boat when they wind it up out of there. There must be 20 or 30 threads around that hole. Are they going to turn that boat over and over 20 times with me inside of it?
24 times, Jerry.
Oh.
But you will not turn over with the boat.
You mean I won't know it when I do? Well, maybe you're right.
No, Jerry. Just the shell of the boat turns. The inside assembly, the turbines, the compressors, everything stays on an even keel while the boat revolves around it.
Well, I hope it comes out all right, but I feel kind of green.
You look a peculiar color, too.
Yeah, I thought so.
Are you ready?
No. Oh, no.
We are ready, sir.
Your instructions are brief. You will make every effort to get this man Johnson to submit peacefully to bringing his boat to the island. If you fail, the commander will know what to do.
But how are we going to do this, G-47?
You will decide that for yourselves. As for you, Cleostra, if you allow this young fool to make a mistake, you will be left with the wreckage of Johnson's boat 300 miles from here.
I understand.
On your way. Do not keep the commander waiting.
Go on, Jerry. Crawl into that hole in the nose of the boat.
Just go into it head first?
Yes, hurry.
Okay, here goes. Okay, come on in, Joan. Are you all right?
Of course, Jerry. Oh, Jerry, take your hand away from there, quick.
Oh, gee. That thing nearly caught my hand. Look at old G47 grinning back there.
Now he is closing the door of the lock. See? And it will begin to fill with water. You and I will just sit here and be quiet.
There comes the water into the lock. Look, Joan, we can see right out into the water, just as if this boat was made of glass.
Yes, but no one can look in from the outside.
Boy, this is some long submarine. The commander looks about a half a mile from here.
She is 40 feet from us. Now, Jerry, she's reaching for the lever. We will start to revolve and clear the lock.
You mean we're going to go round and round now?
Yes, Jerry. See, the wall is beginning to move past us.
Oh.
Jerry, what is the matter? We are not turning over.
No, but the ocean is, and that's worse. Oh.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P, Pep. Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, presents The Adventures of Superman. Today, the Man of Steel has walked safely out of a clever trap set by Herbert Calkins, only to find himself hopelessly caught in another. Hello there, gang. This is your pal Dan McCullough. Say, here's a breakfast dish with the honey of a batting average when it comes to giving the pitch to your morning appetite. It's Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal. So golden, so sunny, so terrific you practically can't resist it. How those tender flakes of sun-ripened whole wheat do score when you hitch up your chair to the breakfast table. And how that smooth sunshine flavor does give your appetite the old come-on. Each crispy spoonful calls for another and another. Yes, sir, when you want a slick treat for breakfast, call on Kellogg's Pep. Pep is full of solid, full wheat flavor. Pep is golden toasted and sunny. Pep is called the Sunshine Cereal, and it's good for you, too. So keep on the Sunbeam, gang. Polish off that breakfast bowl of Kellogg's Pep clean as a whistle, because this is no time to waste cereal. You see, the cereal grains, like the whole wheat and Pep, have been picked out to give that swell grain nourishment to fellows and girls around the world. Remember that when Mom brings Kellogg's Pep home from the grocer's. Don't waste it. If you pour your own cereal, take time to pour it carefully, and kind of keep watch on your younger brothers and sisters, too. That's so easy to do and so important nowadays. Remember, eat all your Pep. Don't waste it. Now, the adventures of Superman. As you remember, Clark Kent is engaged in a desperate duel of wits with Herbert Calkins, famous Scotland Yard detective, who is convinced that Kent is Superman and is determined to prove it. So far, Kent has managed to escape by the skin of his teeth from 3 traps set by Calkins. But now he faces still another one. Returning to his apartment building in the early evening, Kent found his square-set, square-faced nemesis Herbert Calkins holding his derby hat and rolled umbrella, waiting for him in the lobby. In response to Kent's question, Calkins said he was aware that Superman had promised to address a huge rally of the World Peace Federation at the Metropolis Stadium that night. And, he added,
I intend to spend the evening with you, Mr. Kent.
Oh, you do?
Yes, quite. I'm going to be most interested in seeing how you can be at my side as Clark Kent and on the stage of the Metropolis Stadium as Superman at the same time.
As we continue now, Kent, followed by the Scotland Yard sleuth, has gone up to his apartment. There, he says sternly,
Now, look here, Mr. Calkins. You're becoming a nuisance, or have I told you that before?
Oh, you have, but in my 30 years at Scotland Yard, during which time I've never failed to bring my
your man. You want to put that on a phonograph record. Look, have you ever been picked up by the seat of your pants and deposited elsewhere?
I have, but on infrequent occasions.
Oh.
Look here, old man. You'd really be much wiser to cooperate with me, you know.
Cooperate? What do you mean?
Simply stop beating around the bush and admit the truth, that you're Superman.
You're out of your mind if you expect me to admit I'm Superman.
Why, of all the crazy, ridiculous ideas, that takes the cake.
Then you deny it.
Oh, it's too silly even to be discussed.
But you don't deny it.
I tell you, it's too silly to be discussed.
I see. Well, it's 7 minutes to 8. Superman promised to address the World Peace Federation at 8:30. Don't you think we'd better get started?
I don't think I'll go to the stadium tonight.
But you promised. And Superman has never broken his word.
I promised to cover the rally for my paper, but I'm rather tired thanks to your shenanigans, so...
Superman tired?
Miss Lane agreed to cover the story for me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll say good night.
Very well. Good night, old chap.
I'll see you to the door.
Oh, don't bother. I'm staying here.
What?
Yes, I intend to stay until 10 o'clock when the rally will be over. But don't mind me. I have my pipe. And I see you've got an excellent library. You just toddle off to bed.
Now, look here.
Save your breath, old boy. And by the way, don't plan to lock your bedroom door and make your getaway through the window. I expect to look in on you every now and then, you know. And really, no crook can pick a lock better than I can.
The good old British bulldog, eh?
Call me what you like. In 30 years at Scotland Yard, I've never been wrong.
All right, my friend. Since the only way I can lose your charming company is to convince you I'm not Superman, I accept your challenge.
You what?
You and I will attend the rally at the stadium tonight. When you see Superman on the stage while I'm at your side in the audience, you'll admit you're wrong, won't you?
Why, not even you can be in two places at the same time. But you're bluffing, I'm sure. You don't dare go to the stadium with me.
Oh, no? Well, just give me 10 minutes to take a shower and change my clothes, and I'll be with you.
Oh, no, you don't. You can't give me the slip so easily, by Jove.
You're such a suspicious chap. What good would it do me to give you the slip for 10 minutes? The rally doesn't begin for 40 minutes.
That's right enough. And this apartment's on the 6th floor, and there's no fire escape outside, so you can't give me the slip unless you are Superman.
Right. Now that you've got that all figured out, will you excuse me for 10 minutes while I take a shower?
Just 5 minutes of 8. I'll give you until 5 minutes past.
Well, thank you so much.
But no tricks, mind you. If you're not out of here in exactly 10 minutes, I'm coming in.
Fair enough, Sherlock. Now, out of these clothes. I'll have to work fast if I'm going to pull the wool over Calkins' eyes. If ever there was a job for Superman, this is it. There we are, all set. First, I'll run the water in the shower. He'll be listening for it. There we are. Now to lock the bedroom door very quietly. And brace this chair under the knob. Like that. That'll keep my bulldog friend out a few extra minutes in case I'm delayed. Now, if only Batman is at home. Put this window a little more. Quietly. Out. Up and away!
Leaping into the night sky, Superman rockets across the park to the handsome house where Bruce Wayne, who is really the famous Batman, lives with Robin, his young companion. Fortunately, Wayne, the only person to whom Superman has confided his double identity, is at home. And swiftly, the Man of Steel tells his story.
So I'm sunk, Batman, unless you help me.
Me? How can I help you?
Well, we're about the same size, and we both got deep voices.
Yeah?
Besides, public address system microphones distort voices a little. I doubt that anyone will suspect your voice isn't mine.
Oh, I get it, Superman. You want me to double for you tonight while you're in the audience with Calkins.
Right. Here, I've brought you one of my costumes, as well as a lifelike rubber mask that a French artist made of my face. Will you do it?
Oh, yes, of course.
Good boy. I knew I could depend on you. You better climb into this costume at once and get to the stadium. Superman is due there at 8:30. Now, do your stuff, Batman. I'm counting on you.
I'll do my best.
Thanks. Mind if I leave by your window?
Oh, help yourself. Good luck.
Same to you. Out and away! Back home in 10 minutes flat. There.
I say there, old chap. Time's up.
Okay. A second too soon. Now back into Clark Kent's clothes.
I say, Superman. Kent, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Got this tie. Would stick at this moment.
Let me in.
1 second, will you? There, that does it. Now my glasses. So. Okay, Mr. Calkins, I'll be right with you.
Oh, so you are here.
And who do you think was talking to you?
Took you a long time to open the door.
Well, showers are so relaxing. I often forget the time.
Do you also forget to turn the blooming shower off when you leave it?
Oh, I did forget, didn't I? Glad you reminded me.
Just a minute, old chap. I'll turn it off.
Oh, thanks, but I couldn't think of bothering you.
Wait, let me pass.
No, you both are getting wet.
I don't care about getting wet. I want to see...
This damp bath towel? You wanted to see if I'd really taken a shower, eh?
Sopping wet. You must have knocked it under the shower just now.
Why, Sherlock, you get more suspicious by the moment.
You're a clever bloke, Ken. But I'm still certain that you're Superman. And I'm going to prove it at the stadium right now.
Oh?
Are you ready to go? Or have you changed your mind?
I'm ready.
Then come along.
His square face more like a bulldog's than ever. Herbert Calkins takes Clark Kent's arm and walks with him from the apartment. Will Kent and Batman's ruse fool the gimlet-eyed detective? We'll know more in a moment when we return for the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
Most anyone who's tried it knows Kellogg's Pep sure is the berries. But just wait till you try a Pep Double Scoop. That's this week's Pep Dish of the Week. You'll not only say it's the berries, but you can say that again, because it teams up Pep, the Sunshine cereal, and juicy red raspberries. Here's how. You pour your serving of Pep into your bowl and scoop out a hollow on each side and scoop in the raspberries. Add milk and sugar, and you're all set with your Pep Double Scoop. As keen a breakfast bowl as ever bowled you over, because those crisp, tender flakes of Kellogg's Pep always come through with their smacking, good, golden toasted flavor. So catchy, so sunny tasting that you feel like smiling right back at every luscious spoonful. Pep is called the Sunshine cereal, you know. Yes, it's right on the sunbeam. Keeps your spoon busy till your bowl is clean empty, which is always a smart idea because Pep is good for you. And nowadays, it's specially smart because the cereal grains have been picked out to give good nourishment to fellows and girls overseas. So, gang, get hep to Kellogg's Pep. When Mom brings Pep home from the grocer's, make sure it's not wasted. If you pour your own Pep, pour it carefully and eat up every bit you pour out. Pass the word along to the rest of your family, too. Remember, eat all your Pep. Don't waste it.
Clark Kent and Detective Herbert Calkins have just arrived in Metropolis Stadium, where thousands of people are gathered for a rally of the World Peace Federation. As Kent and Calkins find seats in the crowded grandstand, Batman, wearing the blue costume and red cape of Superman, and the lifelike rubber mask of his face, speaks into a microphone on the illuminated stage below.
The way to preserve peace is to establish mutual trust and understanding among all the nations of the world, and to let nothing disrupt that peace and understanding.
Well, Mr. Calkins, what do you say now? You admit you were mistaken?
The chap down there on the stage looks like Superman right enough. But I'm not saying yes, and I'm not saying no. Yes.
For heaven's sake, what does it take to convince you?
I repeat, let nothing change your mind. Lend all your support to the World Peace Federation. It is truly the only way to secure the blessings of peace for yourselves and your children.
Well, Mr. Calkins, satisfied now?
No, not by a long sight.
Why? What do you mean?
I mean there's something rotten in Denmark, Mr. Kent. I've a notion I know what it is.
I don't understand.
You'll understand right enough. Fake! That bloke isn't Superman.
Wait, Mr. Calkins, stop.
He's no more Superman than I am. Look, if he says he is, tell him to fly and prove it.
Look, if you don't sit down, Calkins...
Make him prove he's Superman. Ask him to prove it by flying around the stadium.
Now what do I do?
World seeming to tumble down about his ears, Clark Kent sits helplessly by as Herbert Calkins whips the vast crowd to suspicion with his shouting at Batman to prove he is Superman by flying. But Batman, of course, cannot fly. Superman's carefully guarded secret of his double identity hangs by the thinnest of threads, in greater danger of exposure than ever before. What will the Man of Steel do? What can he do? You'll find out on Monday in one of the most thrilling, surprising episodes you've ever heard. So don't miss it. Tune in, same time, same station.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, the adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC comic magazines and is brought to you Monday through Friday at the same time by Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal. Say, gang, when you line up all the famous names you know, you'll find Kellogg mighty near the top. That's Kellogg, the greatest name in cereals. And here's some of the good things Kellogg packs into each plump, tender biscuit of Kellogg's shredded wheat. Flavor, natural nut-sweet flavor, toasted just right. Nutrition, fine whole wheat nourishment. And for economy, Kellogg packs 15 biscuits in every package. They're made to fit the bowl. Try them soon. You'll like Kellogg's shredded wheat. And be sure to be with us on Monday for the thrilling adventures of Superman. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Escape. Escape tonight to occupied France and the underground. The Columbia Broadcasting System and its affiliated stations presents Escape, a new series of programs of which this, the second, is Operation Fleur De Lys, written and directed by William N. Robeson. Today, the 14th of July, the people of a free France celebrate the anniversary of their escape from the tyranny of the kings of Versailles. 158 years ago today, the people of Paris stormed the Bastille and let loose the French Revolution. The torch of liberty set afire that day never burned more fiercely than during the years when France was occupied by the Nazis. We escape tonight to occupied France, from which 3 years ago there was no escape.
You can call me Duke, but don't use my right name. I might want to go back to France someday. And there are a lot of people in the world that wouldn't understand that what I did was justified in a war. No, I don't have any regrets. Moral ones, that is. It isn't what I did to Renee that keeps me awake at nights. It's just the memory of her. There isn't much about her in my official report on Operation Fleur De Lys, but then it isn't customary to include descriptions of slim, sunburned legs and wide, deep brown eyes in a military document. And anyway, she was only an incident in the operation, even if she became somewhat more important to me. Operation Fleur De Lys began, like all the others, in the grubby, undistinguished house in London, which was the headquarters of the OSS, the Office of Strategic Services, otherwise known in various parts of the world as screwballs, cutthroats, spies, cloak and dagger boys, and American underground agents.
Gentlemen, Operation Fleur De Lys is planned to assist the advance of our forces once they've secured a beachhead in Normandy.
Is that where we're going in, Major?
That is one of the possibilities, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
You will jump over Grand Mont in northern France, here on the map. You have to set up roadblocks on these 3 state highways. Here, here, and here.
There is an underground contact near Grand Mont?
Yes, Alcine Dutton. He's leader of the local Maquis. He's expecting him. In addition, you have to block these railroad lines entering and leaving Grand Mont. These operations are to coincide with the advance of our ground forces.
If they land in Normandy.
If they land in Normandy. You will emplane tonight at 2100 hours and will drop over your objective at, I should think, approximately 2230. Any questions?
No, I don't think so, sir.
Well, yes, sir, I have a question.
Yes, Lieutenant?
How many of us are going on this mission?
Just the 2 of you.
Just the 2 of us. And all we had to do was organize an underground army, disrupt the supply lines of a half a dozen Nazi divisions, and give support to the entire Allied invasion. Just the 2 of us. But that's the way the OSS worked. And nobody ordered Hill and me into it. We'd volunteered. I don't know why. Maybe for moments like this one, when you get a B-24 assigned to you as a personal taxi, and there's lots of room to sprawl around aft of the bomb bay.
How do you feel?
Fine.
Scared?
Of course I'm scared, aren't you?
Me? No. This is a walk. You forget how tough it was when we were at paratroop school at Benning.
Yeah, that was real rugged.
If the wind wasn't right, you might land in the Chattahoochee and get all wet.
And there was always the chance that you'd sprain your ankle coming down too hard.
And the sun was so bright on some of those daylight jumps.
Whereas we got none of those things to worry about here.
Nice pitch-black night over France. No sun to blind us. No Chattahoochee River to fall into.
Hey, Lieutenant.
Yes, Sergeant.
Skipper wants to talk to you on the intercom.
Thanks.
Here, use my can.
Thank you. Duke here.
Lieutenant, I'm over your objective.
Any signal from the ground?
Yes, the one arranged. 4 dots, 2 dashes. Green.
Very well.
You and Lieutenant Hill move into the bomb bay catwalk. I'll open bomb bay doors in 30 seconds.
Roger.
Good luck.
Thanks. Sergeant, stand by to dump those supplies as soon as we're clear.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Ed. This, as someone has said, is it.
So soon? Just as I was settling down to a good book.
Bomb bay doors are opening, sir.
Okay, Sergeant. All right, Ed, let's check your harness.
It's a frightful mess. I just can't seem to do a thing with it.
I know, but this is the last party. You'll have to wear it on. Okay. How am I?
Well, don't look now, but your chute's showing.
Tuck it in. Let's get out on that catwalk.
Wow, what a refreshing breeze.
And all of France at our feet.
You see the signal?
That's what I'm looking for. There it is. Over to the left. Got it?
Got it.
Let's go! You kid. Sure you kid. It helps. But for those 10 seconds while you fall free, nothing helps. You hang on to the ripcord and you count off the seconds, and you try not to count too fast. Your hand on that ripcord is the only certain thing in the world as you tumble head over teacups with a wind tearing sound from your ears. And there's only one thought, always the same thought, whether it's your first or your 50th jump. Will the chute open? It does. Yanking at your armpits, knocking the breath out of you, slowing you down, and you swing there like a rag doll trying to get your bearings. First, you make out the horizon. That's where the black becomes darker black, where the stars stop. And you wonder about Ed, but you can't risk calling out. And now that you're located where the stars aren't, you look for the signal light, and there it is, slightly to the left. So you tug at your shroud lines, spilling a little air to guide you toward it. And it's coming toward you awfully fast. And you hope this particular French patriot has picked out a field free of trees and church steeples. And then you try to remember all the things they taught you about hitting the ground and rolling with the wind and collapsing your chute. Because it's always like this. You always feel like you've never hit the silk before. And then you're down, and you roll just right, and you collapse your chute, and it's second nature to you after all. And then you hear footsteps running towards you. And you remember another important instruction. You whip out your automatic, and you hope your French is good enough to get you by. Qui va? Who is it?
Alcine here.
Fleur.
De Lys.
Okay, Alcine, come on.
At last you've arrived, Lieutenant.
So it seems.
You have no idea how long we've wished for this moment.
Hold it. That's my partner. Come on. Hey, Ed. Ed.
Over here, Duke.
You okay?
My empennage is slightly damaged, otherwise okay.
This is Alcine, our contact. Alcine, Lieutenant Hill.
Hello, Alcine.
Lieutenant, it is a great pleasure to make your acquaintance. And on behalf of my countrymen...
Yeah, well, let's get these chutes buried and blow this place. Where's your transportation, Alcine?
We haven't any.
What?
Where's the safe house?
You might be able to stay at my aunt's. I don't think she'd talk.
You don't think, aren't you sure?
Oh, yes, I'm supremely confident that
Where are the Germans?
They're everywhere. And that is why I'm so glad you're here. Now we can fight again. With your help, we will kill many Boche.
Wait a minute. How many are there in your marquee?
Myself and 2 others.
Just 3 of you?
Oh, my aching back.
But now that the Americans are here, we can do anything.
Oh, why don't they get these things straight in London? How can we block roads with a 3-man marquee?
3 men and an aunt who perhaps will not talk.
Well, let's get cracking.
Duke, you're not going through with this mad venture, are you?
What would you suggest?
Well, as for me, I'm all for taking the next plane back to London.
Another piece of bread, Lieutenant.
No, thank you, ma'am.
This bone chicken is delicious. How do you call it?
K-ration.
Supreme. We've had nothing like it since the Boche came.
Yeah, well, you get used to it.
And cigarettes, Tante Marie. Cigarettes made of real tobacco. Ah, you Americans have everything.
Madame, Alcine, you are kind, you are hospitable. But the comforts of K-ration will not block roads. We need men. We must form a marquee.
But we have a marquee.
Look, Alcine, there are 3 of you and 2 of us. Sure, we've got guns and we've got ammunition and supply chutes somewhere out in that field where we landed. We've got arms for 50 men. But if we had those men, we still couldn't go to war against a German division.
And you said yourself there's at least a division garrisoned in Grammont.
What must we do?
First, we must organize a marquee. We need men. Can you get them?
I can go into the village and talk to my friends.
Should have done that a long time ago.
Faustine, that would be most unwise.
Why?
Didn't you know? Faustine is a patriot. He's a deserter from the Vichy army, so he's wanted by the Gestapo.
Oh, great. And there's a Gestapo headquarters in Grammont, of course.
Of course. Faustine is not one to run from danger.
Quite the contrary.
I can get Renee to help.
Who's Renee?
Alcine's sweetheart, a lovely girl from Paris. Poor thing, she had to come down to the country because her house was bombed out.
Let's leave her out of this.
But, Lieutenant, she would be most happy to help.
Alcine, You got a lot to learn about guerrilla warfare. You might as well study your first lesson right now. It's short and to the point. No dames. Well, the next day, we collected the supplies, which had been dropped with us, and we set up a camp deep in the woods. Hill and I were loaded with French money, so we were able to buy food from the friendly farmers. Maybe it was the food as much as patriotism that brought us recruits. Anyway, after a week, we had nearly 30 men. Our marquee wasn't big enough for the job we had to do, but it was growing in the right direction. And then one night as I was winding up a report to London...
Oh? What do they say?
What do they ever say? Message acknowledged. Carry on.
Well, what about new batteries for the radio? What about extra ammunition for the Buck Rogers guns? When are they going to get another drop to us?
Why don't you ask them?
Yeah, I know.
They do the best they can, I guess. After all, we're not the only Boy Scouts in this jamboree.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Duke.
Yeah?
There goes Alcine again, off toward the road.
What the... Hey, Alcine!
Yes?
Come here a minute.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Where are you going?
I was just taking a stroll.
You on night guard?
Not tonight.
You weren't on night guard last night, were you?
No, Lieutenant.
Or the night before?
No, sir.
But you weren't in camp all night, were you?
No, sir.
What's the matter? Don't you like the camp? Rather sleep at your aunt's? Is it too rugged out here for you?
No, sir.
Then where were you?
In the village.
You know the orders. No one is to go into the village.
Yes, Lieutenant, but I only go in at night.
That makes no difference.
But it does. You see, Lieutenant, I'm so in love.
Oh, great.
The girl from Paris?
Yes. You should see her, Lieutenant. She's the most beautiful, the most charming,
Don't you know you're endangering the whole marquee by disobeying my orders?
Oh, no, sir. There's no danger with Renee. She hates the bush. Why, she wants to join us.
You've told her about us?
Oh, yes, sir.
Are you out of your mind? How do you know she's all right?
I just know that's all. She's the most wonderful person in the world. She's a real patriot.
I told you, rule number 1 is no dames.
Yes, but Renee is different.
Yeah. Well, you better marry her before you bring her around here, or you'll have to share her with the rest of these wolves.
Lieutenant, do I understand you?
Forget it, Elsie. It's just an American figure of speech.
May I tell Renee she can join us?
Well, not quite yet. Later, maybe.
Yes, Lieutenant. Is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
If you got to take it, Alcine, take it easy.
I do not understand.
Just another American idiom, Elsie. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Hey, Duke. You gonna let him get away with that?
Well, what are we going to do?
Slap him into the guardhouse for 30 days.
Only this isn't the American Army. We haven't any guardhouse.
Yeah, stinks from a security standpoint.
I know. If we try to keep these boys from sneaking off home every now and then, we're not going to have any marquee.
These French. An immoral race.
I don't know about that. Remember Phoenix City, Alabama?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
There wasn't anything we could do. If we'd ordered Alcine to stay in camp, he'd have sneaked off anyway. He had that dreamy, faraway look that's baffled parents, teachers, and first lieutenants since the beginning of time. I didn't worry too much about it because our marquee was growing, and Ed Hill and I were breaking our backs pushing those French kids through an ersatz basic in 3 weeks. Headquarters in London didn't tell us much, but we did know from the BBC that the boys had landed at Omaha Beach, and it wouldn't be long before they'd be needing our roadblocks. And then one morning, about D+4, I think it was, I was out in the woods running a squad through concealment drill.
No. Hit the dirt. Don't wait or you're dead. When you see the signal, hit the dirt right now.
Pardon me, Lieutenant.
Huh? Oh, Alcine. Where have you been all night as though I didn't know?
Lieutenant, I've got to talk to you.
Okay, I'll be through here in a half hour or so.
I've got to talk to you now.
Huh? All right, Alcine.
Okay, boys, take 5.
Come along, Alcine. What's on your mind?
Lieutenant, my family's been killed.
Oh, no.
Yes, by the Gestapo. They set fire to the house. My mother, my father, my 2 sisters. They ran out. The Gestapo shot them.
You're sure of this?
Yes, I heard it this morning from a neighbor who saw it happen.
You poor kid.
When can we attack, Lieutenant? When can we stop this endless training and fight the bush? No, I want only to kill and kill and kill until I pay them back for my father, my mother, my 2 sisters.
Yeah, I know. You'll get your chance, Alcine, but not yet. We gotta wait. We're not ready yet.
I'm ready. Before I wanted to fight the Boche for my country. Now I want to kill him again and again. For them.
I know, but you gotta be patient.
It should happen to me now. Only last night Renee said she'd marry me. Come to live here with me in the camp. I was so happy. And this morning I learned this news.
When did you hear from your mother last?
Not for a month since we began to work, but I've written her every week.
You have? Who mailed the letters?
Renee mailed them for me. She's so kind and thoughtful. She offered to mail letters home for the other boys, too.
Oh, that was nice of her. Did they take advantage of her offer?
A couple of them.
Who?
Paul and Jean. I told them about it. They wrote their families.
And Renee mailed the letters, huh?
Yeah, she's a wonderful person, Lieutenant. You're going to love her.
Yeah, I think I am.
She's all I've got in the world now.
2 and 2 make 4 in occupied France, just the same as anywhere else. And sometimes it's just as hard to prove. But one thing was sure. Now I wanted to meet Renee in the worst way. But I had to postpone the pleasure because early that afternoon one of the outposts broke into camp out of breath.
Yeah?
Yes, Paul.
The Boche. They're coming down the road through the forest.
How many?
I did not stop to count them. Several truckloads, to be sure.
Pass the word to Lieutenant Hill. Ask him to bring his detail into camp on the double.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Alcine.
Yes, sir?
Take 2 men and go down by the road and see what they're up to.
Yes, sir.
Just reconnoiter. Don't fire at them.
But this is my chance for revenge.
Listen to me. Don't fire at them. That's a command.
Yes, sir.
They may not be after us at all. Now get going.
Immediately, Lieutenant.
What's the order of the day, Duke? Lance Graham?
Yeah, it looks like it. All your men here?
President accounted for.
All right, boys. Now gather around, will you, and get this. There's a convoy of Germans coming down the forest road. Now, wait a minute. We're not going to fight them. You know what our job is. Roadblocks. We got tanks, artillery, and airplanes that'll be along soon to do the killing. Now, look, our security's been pretty good. And those Krauts may be on a routine patrol. The chances are they don't even know we're here.
We do now. Listen.
Yeah. Well, that does it. All right. You men got your weapons?
Yes, sir.
Good. Well, you know the procedure. Get lost. Before you leave the forest, bury your weapons, ammunition, and equipment. Rendezvous at the home of Alcine's aunt at 2200 hours tonight. Good luck. Come on, Ed. Let's scramble.
Well, he who doesn't fight and runs away lives to fight another day.
Or something like that.
Who tipped them off?
I'm not sure, but I got a pretty good idea.
Who's down there at the road?
Alcine. He's fighting a private war, the poor jerk. The basic rule of 3 in guerrilla warfare is surprise, kill, vanish. However, when you're surprised, the only rule is vanish. And we did. There were about 50 Germans and a half a dozen dogs to track our scent. They spent the day thrashing through the woods, firing into the underbrush, and finding nothing. It was a classic withdrawal, and Hill and I were proud of our little army, with the exception of Alcine, its self-appointed hero. When we arrived at his aunt's house that night for the rendezvous, a half a dozen of the boys were already there.
Who is it?
Fleur.
De Lys. Lieutenant, come in.
Good evening, madame.
Alcine is already here. I'm so proud of him.
Lieutenant, I was just telling Tante Marie and the boys it was magnificent. I got 2 of them. I killed 2 Boche.
Your orders were not to shoot.
But, Lieutenant, what would you?
What happened to the other boys who were with you?
Jean was wounded and captured. Antoine became frightened and ran away.
That blows the Marquis. They'll get the full particulars from Jean.
They haven't got him already.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant, but...
Quiet. Answer it, madame.
Who is it?
Look.
De Lys.
Open it.
Good evening, madame.
Come in, boys.
Run in any trouble, boys?
Well, as you see, we are here.
Yeah.
Not for long. Lieutenant,
yes,
Raoul
Paul.
and I wish to withdraw from the Marquis.
Quit? Why?
The risk is too great.
You afraid?
For myself, no. But after what happened to John.
He was wounded and captured. We all take that risk.
Yes, but last night the Gestapo got Jean's family. Like they did Alcine's. Stood them up in front of their house and shot them. Who knows who'll be next? My mother, Raoul's sister, Alcine's aunt. I wish to withdraw.
So do I.
All right, now, wait a minute. I don't blame you for being worried about your families. But whose families do you think the British and American armies up in Normandy are fighting to liberate? Their own? No, yours. Now, this thing isn't as bad as it looks. There's been a leak in our security. Somebody's been putting the finger on us. So we lay low until the leak's plugged.
But the Germans are everywhere. Spies, perhaps, too, are everywhere.
I think I know who's responsible for these murders. I'll make a deal with you. Give me a couple of days to work it out. We'll issue you boys some money, and all you've got to do is to get lost until Saturday night, and then meet me back here. If I haven't patched up our security by then, you can all quit the Marquis and become collaborators.
Oh, it is not that, Lieutenant.
No one wishes to collaborate.
But one must think of one's family.
Okay. Ed.
Yeah, Duke.
Give the boys 1,000 francs apiece.
Right. Come and get it, boy.
Come on. Alcine.
Yes, my lieutenant?
I'm going to have a little time on my hands for the next couple of days. You think you could arrange to introduce me to your girlfriend?
Oh, but of course, Lieutenant.
Maybe. If she's okay, like you say, we can let her sign up. Huh?
I am desolated with happiness, Lieutenant.
One thing. None of that lieutenant business around her until I make sure she's all right.
Very well.
You think my French is good enough to pass as a native?
But of course, Lieutenant.
All right, then pass me off as a friend of yours. Let's see, I'll need a name. Let's call me Jacques Dufresne.
Jacques Dufresne. Good, I will make the arrangements immediately.
I thought you'd like an excuse to get into town tonight. The next afternoon, Alcine brought the girl out to the woods near his aunt's house. I stood behind a tree to watch and make sure they weren't being followed. She was all right. Tall, long, sunburned legs, her hair caught in a blue ribbon like a little girl's. I let them walk by, and then I stepped from behind my tree.
Oh, there you are, Jacques.
Hello, Alcine.
René, this is my good friend Jacques Dufresne. He's from Paris, too. Jacques, this is René de Cibourg.
Glad to meet you, mademoiselle.
And I'm honored to meet you, monsieur. Where do you live in Paris?
Near the Porte du Lilas, but my home is no longer there. It was bombed out.
Alas, so was mine.
My family remain with friends, but I've come out into the country to fight with the resistance.
Jacques has much influence with the commander of our Marquis.
Oh, I hope you will be able to persuade him to let me join you, monsieur.
I shall do what I can.
It would be a privilege and an honor to work with a patriot like you.
See, Jacques, I told you René was all right.
You didn't tell me the half of it. Mademoiselle, you understand that we must be cautious. There are questions I must ask of a confidential nature.
Why don't we meet again? Alone.
Why not?
Say, tonight? I have a little car.
But...
We might take a drive.
Fine.
But, René, you promised me that...
I can see you some other time, ma chère. Remember, France comes first.
We just drove that night. She was wearing a white ribbon in her hair and a loose white dress and no stockings. We just drove around in her little Citroën with the top down and the wind blowing her hair like a girl in a magazine ahead. Then we came back about midnight and parked at the bridge. I felt like I was back in high school in Illinois.
Look at those stars.
Yeah.
So many of them. So close you can almost reach out and touch them.
Yeah.
I had them all once, Jacques. I reached out and gathered them all in my arms once.
Yeah?
I want you to know all about me, Jacques.
I want to.
Don't think it's wrong of me. But I've been in love.
There's nothing wrong in being in love.
He was a soldier.
Most everybody is these days.
A German soldier.
Oh.
Don't you think that love is bigger than war or hate or anything?
Yeah, I guess so.
He's dead now.
That's good. I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm not sorry he's dead.
Jacques, I'm so confused. I want to understand things. I want to be intelligent about things. But everything gets so mixed up. Like now.
Like now?
Yes. Jacques, I've never been so happy as I am tonight.
Not even with the German?
Not even with him. Why does it have to end? Why do those blessed stars have to go out one by one to make way for another day of war? Why can't we stop time, you and I, and gather all the stars together, just for us?
I don't know, baby. It's never been done before. But we can try.
Tomorrow night.
Same time, same place. Forever, if you say the word.
Forever.
Sure, why not? Who knows how long forever is in this crazy world? Why not have it together? Why not get married?
Why not, my most beloved?
See you tomorrow night.
I'll only be half alive until then. Sherry, if you want to write to your family in Paris, give me the letter tomorrow night, and I'll mail it for you.
No. All right, drop that rock and grab a sock. Rise and shine, lover boy. I brought you a cup of chocolate. Figured you want breakfast in bed this morning.
Oh, thanks.
How'd you make out last night?
Okay.
Details. Let's have the details.
Nothing much to report. We drove, and then we parked for a while and talked.
Did she give anything away?
No information. She's a funny kid. Her dialogue's as corny as a bobby soxer. She knows she's pretty, so she wants to be admired for her mind. But I'm sure she's our Mata Hari.
How come?
She offered to mail a letter to my family.
That's consistent.
I asked her to marry me.
What?
She didn't believe me, but she pretended like she did. Oh, I don't know why she's doing what she's doing. Thrills, maybe.
French juvenile delinquent, huh?
Maybe. Tonight's the night.
The night you get married?
No, the night we get her. The boys are meeting us here at midnight, you know.
What's the plan?
Well, I'll take another ride with her. And about midnight, we'll be back and parked by the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be there out of sight.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have some brandy along, and I'll slug her drink with a capture pill. When she's passed out, I'll give you the come-on, and you join me. Here, baby, have another drink, huh?
I shouldn't, Jack. Brandy always makes me sleepy.
Well, what of it? This is a celebration of our engagement.
Oh, kiss me, Jack. Again and again.
Sure.
Jack, the stars are nearer. Nearer than they've ever been.
Nearer than you think, baby.
I love you, Jack. I do love you. Kiss me again. Do it again. And again.
Renee. Baby. Are you asleep? You collaborationist pig, can you hear me? Okay, Ed.
Is she out?
It's like a red light in an air raid. Here's her purse. Start through it while I untangle myself.
Now, take a look at this.
What is it?
A letter from Gestapo headquarters confirming receipt of 3 addresses.
Let me see that. Well, that one's Elson's family, and that one's Jean's.
And here's a Gestapo identification card.
Flash your light over there. Look at her.
What a dish.
Look at that kisser. She's responsible for the death of 6 people whose only crime was being born French. She'd have wrecked our marquis, snafooed our mission, and turned me over to the Gestapo with her lipstick still on my collar. That gorgeous hunk of double cross. Well, we got the proof. Let's get on with it.
Okay. I guess you'd rather I...
No, this is my job.
Gee, she's gorgeous.
Yeah. So long, honey. Thanks.
She ain't so gorgeous now.
Release that handbrake. Got it. Come on, shove. Not yet. Keep that steering wheel straight. The river's deepest right at the center of the bridge. Yeah. Now, hard right on the wheel. You know something, Ed?
Huh?
I think she finally did gather that armful of stars. Sure, the operation was successful. When the time came, our roadblocks tied up 3 German divisions while Patton rolled on to the east. But I still lie awake at night thinking I should have married that dame. Yeah. The operation was successful, but the patient died.
Operation Fleur De Lys was written, directed, and produced by William N. Robeson with Jack Webb as Duke, Elliot Lewis as Hill, Peggy Weber as Renee, and Harry Bartell as Alcine. Operation Fleur De Lys was based on an incident from the files of the OSS, recorded in Sub Rosa by Stuart Alsop and Thomas Braden. The special musical score was conceived and conducted by Cy Pure. Escape is presented by CBS and its affiliated stations each week at this time. Next week, we invite you to escape with F. Scott Fitzgerald in his unforgettable story, The Diamond as Big as the Ritz. And so, good night, until next week, when again it will be time to escape. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Rice Chex and Wheat Chex, the bite-sized cereals in the red and white checkerboard packages, present Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol! In today's transcribed Space Patrol adventure, Buzz and Happy are in their Star Drive ship when a patrol ship piloted by a spy, Matthew Smead, suddenly approaches.
Keep watching Smead in the periscope, Hap. I'll blast away to another part of space.
Yes, sir. Hey, Commander, what's wrong?
Our rocket's cut out. The emergency units are dead. We're in free fall.
You're completely helpless, Corey.
The space patrol.
It's Smead.
There is no escape, Commander. You're prisoners of Tiranna.
We'll return in just a moment with today's exciting Space Patrol adventure, Prisoners of Tiranna.
Captain Tufel, think this is a pretty good spot to watch the boat races?
Well, no, Hap, that seawall's kind of high.
Well, just peer through your periscope like I'm going to do. You'll see everything clear as day.
Hey, that's right. The Space Patrol periscope is a big 24 inches high, tapered special for wide-angle vision.
And the Space Patrol periscope's got 2 magic mirrors that let you see around corners, over fences, and around trees, and over bushes. But nobody can see you.
Yes, sir, gang. You see without being seen. And say, you'll like the neat periscope colors, too. Blue, yellow, and red. And on every periscope, there's a special place for your name, address, even your solar system.
Real keen for space spying. Or for spying on your Earth pals. Remember, Space Patrol periscope works for you, like magic. You can see around corners and trees, over fences and bushes, but nobody can see you.
Now, Space Patrollers, if you don't want to miss out on all the fun you can have with the periscope, you better hurry, because this offer is limited. So right away, today, send a Rice Chex or Wheat Chex, box top, together with your name and address and 25 cents in coin, to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. Don't forget your 25 cents. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. And now, today's Space Patrol adventure, Prisoners of Tiranna. Within the past few weeks, Commander Corey and Cadet Happy have captured several spies from Tiranna, a warlike group of planets that's intending to attack the solar system. But in spite of these arrests, Buzz has been unable to learn much about the enemy forces or the time set for the attack. Attempts to capture Tiranna's chief spy, known on the United Planets as Matthew Smead, have thus far failed. Right now, Cadet Happy is just entering Commander Corey's central office on Terra.
Sorry I'm late, Commander. I was in the gym taking a workout, and I just got your message. I'm glad to see you're keeping in shape, huh? Your exercise hasn't made you too tired for a space flyer, right?
Oh, I'd never be that tired, sir.
Good. A few hours ago, an unidentified ship blasted off from Saturn's fifth planet. One of our patrol ships basically wanted the pilot to stand by to be boarded. Instead, the ship poured on more power and then vanished. Vanished? Didn't explode, it just disappeared. Seems only one thing. And then the star drive vanished into hyperspace. That means it was a ship from Tiranna. Right. They're making things very uncomfortable for Matthew Smead, and I figure he's going back to enemy headquarters to report. Are we going after him? Well, not exactly. We're going to scout around Tiranna with our new Space Patrol periscope and find out what they're up to. When a spy leaves enemy territory in a rush, Hap, he's encountered one of two things. Either he's afraid of being caught, or his own forces are ready to attack. Uh-oh. Tiranna may be all set to invade the solar system. That's what we're going to find. Let's get to the spaceport and blast off in the star drive.
Tiranna is a planetary system 80 light years from the sun in the constellation Pegasus. The vast distance is traversed in an amazingly short time in the Star Drive ship using a hyperspace principle that crossed the barriers of ordinary space and time. Buzz has set the hyperspace vector computer to bring the ship out of star drive a considerable distance from Tiranna.
I've just completed the astrogation check, sir. That star is Tiranna, all right. We're 300 million DUs away from it.
Good. What we picked up from those captured spies were well outside the orbit of the outermost planet. Check the viewscopes carefully.
Yes, sir.
So far, we're alone in space. Now, you watch out for ships. I'll locate the planets.
That's going to be some job. There's 15 of them.
We'll start with the seventh planet from Tiranna. It's the main one of the system. Our job now is to locate the principal cities and any concentration of spaceships. Hap, set up the periscope while I figure out which of those planets is Tiranna 7.
Although the name of General Mognier means nothing to Buzz and Happy, it's a name spoken with dread on the planets of a dozen solar systems throughout the galaxy. As head of the intelligence section of the Tirannian forces, General Mognier has directed the vast network of spies that have laid the groundwork for the defeat and slavery of the inhabitants of scores of planets. At this moment, in his headquarters in the capital city of Tiranna, Mognier sits before a huge chart of our own solar system, glowering at a man who stands before him. His visitor is known to the Space Patrol as Matthew Smead.
Agent Kasurik reporting, General.
You made fast time from the United Planets before.
Your message ordered me to return to Tiranna immediately.
I'm glad to see that you obey at least one of my commands. Do you know what I told you?
No, sir. Our forces are ready to attack, perhaps?
Not quite. And if all our agents are like you, we never will be.
Well, I have done my best, General.
So, you have sent to the United Planets to obtain data on their defenses, to send us samples of their weapons. You have failed us.
Some of my top assistants were captured. All of my work was undone.
And how did they happen to be captured?
I had a run of bad luck, General.
Bad luck, indeed. Bad luck is a sniveling phrase used to excuse carelessness, inefficiency. Something even worse.
What do you mean?
Perhaps you are tired of being the historic agent of Tiranna. You wish to spend the rest of your life as Matthew Smead in the United Planets.
I am loyal to Tiranna, I swear it.
They certainly don't speak well for your loyalty, mistress. You have permitted the enemy to know of our coming attack. Thus, you have robbed our own forces of the important weapons supplies.
But, General...
The United Planets forces will be ready to fight. Tell us to use great force. You should have destroyed vast resources that otherwise you could have taken back.
General, listen,
I haven't
please.
time to discuss them with you. Giving you a new assignment. There's an opening on one of our captive planets for this job.
I'm eager to serve Tiranna any way you see fit, General. What planet is it?
Yakala.
But that's the plague spot of the galaxy.
Yes. The climate is foul, the insects are large and poisonous, and the inhabitants greatly resent the Tirannian rule.
General Mognier, before I accept this new assignment...
Your acceptance is already in effect. Tomorrow morning, when a spaceship leaves for Yakala, you will be on it.
Now, please understand, as I say, I'm willing to take...
I have a call here.
Sorry, General.
Mognier. Yes, what's the breakfast? Yes. And its origin? Sure. No, don't attack. Just keep it under observation until further orders, Mognier. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Something wrong?
Nothing wrong. Except that an unidentified spaceship is cruising outside the orbit of Planet 15. Obviously a star drive ship, because it got through our outer perimeter warning system.
Where was it from?
It's a spy ship from the United Planets.
That's impossible. They have only one star drive ship in operation.
One is enough. You got here in one ship, didn't you?
There is only one of them. It can be dangerous. Our patrols can blast it to pieces.
Of course. I expect a brilliant idea like that from you, Kasurik. Here we have a splendid piece of enemy technology right on our back doorstep. Something you haven't been able to provide us, and you want to blast it to pieces. I should have sent you to Chikala long ago.
General, if I capture that ship, will you reconsider the Jakala assignment?
Don't be ridiculous.
Please, General, I admit I failed to an extent. But I do know more about the United Planets than anyone in Tiranna. I know their weapons and the way their pilots think. Give me a chance to get that ship.
If you fail, you Be on your way to Jakarta tomorrow morning.
Elsewhere, with their star-drive ship at low velocity, Buzz and Happy are scanning the surface of Tiranna 7 millions of DUs away through their Space Patrol periscope. Using an optical principle that operates through hyperspace, the periscope can focus on any point, even penetrate buildings. During the past few moments, thousands of square miles of the planet have been projected on the image mirror of the periscope.
It's the biggest city we've seen in Tiranna so far, Commander. Now I've got to focus on the street. Nothing strange about the people, except their clothes.
See if you can find a spaceport or a manufacturing center.
Yes, sir. If we only had a map of Tiranna, we could set the periscope for exact coordinates. As it is, we're just working hit or miss.
Once we find one good target, it'll help us locate others.
Yeah, we can look at inside offices in the map room.
Find the military headquarters, might be able to locate their plans for attack.
Commander, I think I've got something. Take a look at the periscope.
Never mind that. Check number 3 viewscope screen.
A spaceship. I wonder if they've seen it.
Check the vector hat.
Yes, sir. Now, one good thing, it's still a long way off. Now we can probably get away.
Not yet.
First, we use our periscope.
Set up the coordinates on the focusing. We'll see what that ship looks like up close.
Oh, maybe we can tell what kind of armament it's got.
Better yet, we can see inside the control compartment. The image of our ship is in our viewscope, so know it's time to get moving.
It's changing vector slightly, sir.
We've got it in the periscope now.
Is it a star drive job, sir?
It's smaller than the Tiranna ships. One to be seen scouting around the solar system. I'd say it's just slightly larger than our ship.
If it isn't star drive, we stand a good chance of getting away.
The periscope's in the pilot now. Take a look.
Yes, sir. Smoke and rockets, it's Matthew Smead. Big as life and twice as ugly.
How they expected to run into him.
I don't like that look on his face. But then, come to think of it, I never did.
That's pretty smug. No wonder he's got our ship in his viewscope screen.
What's he up to? Trying to get closer without tipping us off that he sees us?
He may be relaying our position to other ships. For the time being, we'll continue our scouting mission from another part of space. Brace yourself, Happy, or blast away from here.
Yes, sir. Hey, what happened?
Our rocket's cut out. The emergency units are dead. We're in free fall.
Well, fine time for this to happen. I'll check the instruments, sir.
Matthew Smead calling Commander Corey upward. United Planet Star Drive Ship number 1. Smead to Commander Corey.
Pat, get to the periscope and watch Smead.
Yes, sir.
Corey here. Go ahead, Smead.
If you are wondering what happened to your rocket, you're in range of my null ray beam. You're completely helpless.
Not quite. Try coming aboard and find out.
This time we're playing the spy wave. There is no escape, Corey. You and your ship are prisoners of Tiranna.
We'll return to Space Patrol in just a moment. Peer through your periscope, Space Patrollers, and you'll see around corners and over fences, around trees and over bushes. But nobody will see you. Yes, that's the way the magic mirrors of the Space Patrol periscope work. You see, but are never, never seen. Take it with you as you watch a football game or parade. You won't miss a thing, and you'll see right over the heads of the crowd. And when you want to play at being a space spy, here's something that'll come in mighty handy. It's a special identification chart printed right on your periscope. It shows you exactly what the people who live on all the major planets might look like. Yes, sirree, Space Patrollers, you sure can have a lot of fun peering through your periscope. And say, you put it together yourself. That's right, all 24 inches of it. Easy directions are right on the envelope it comes in. You can do it quick as a flash, and then you're all set to start peering through your Space Patrol periscope. But hurry and send for yours today. This terrific offer is almost over. Just send a rice check or wheat checks box top, together with your name and address, and 25 cents in coin to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. This offer good only in the USA and may be withdrawn at any time. And now back to our Space Patrol adventure, Prisoners of Tiranna. Cruising at low velocity, millions of DUs from Tiranna 7, Buzz and Happy are scanning the surface of the planet for military installations with their Space Patrol periscope. Sighting a Tirannian spaceship, they focus the periscope inside the control compartment and discover the pilot is the Tirannian spy, known to them as Matthew Smead. When they attempt to elude the enemy ship, Smead cuts off their rocket power with a null ray. As he closes in on their helpless ship, spacophoning instructions to them, Buzz and Happy watch the spy through their periscope.
Listen carefully, Commander. My ship has been designed so that its airlock will couple with your United Planets ship. When I join airlock with you from aboard,
Suppose we don't.
you have no choice. I have weapons aboard this ship that can render you incapable of resistance. And your space torpedoes, the null ray makes them useless.
All right, Smeed, we'll come aboard. What to do now? As much as we can about that ship, what the layout is and how it operates. When we go aboard, if the chance comes, we'll jump in. We have to operate his ship with no help from Smeed.
Yes, sir. He's maneuvering up to the airlock now, sir.
His controls are very similar to ours. I think I know the placement in the panel.
What about weapons?
That's some sort of a gun in the holster.
The ship's right alongside ours, and our velocities match.
I know how he works the airlock holding field control. The switch he's pressing now is probably his spacer.
Our ships are joined, Corey.
You were right, Commander.
Corey, do you hear me?
Yes, Smeed, I hear you.
Then come aboard. And I'm warning you, at the first sign of a weapon, I'll be ready for you. So don't get any ideas.
All right, Smeed. Let's go. Open the inner hatch.
How about it, sir? Shall we take a chance on getting in with our ray guns?
No, not now. Play along with them till we see a chance it'll pay off. I'll go first.
Raise your hands. Both of you. That's it. Now, step over there where I can watch you.
Come on.
That's fine. Commander, I'm very grateful for your timely arrival.
What do you mean?
When I turn you over to General Mognier, it will restore me to his good graces.
Yeah? Who's General Mognier?
He's the chief of the Tyrannian intelligence section. He'll be delighted to hear that I not only captured your ship, but the commander-in-chief of the Space Patrol as well. Don't move, Corey. Just to be on the safe side, I'd better quiet you down with this M-ray gun. Oh, don't be alarmed. It's similar to your paralyzer ray. You'll be conscious, but unable to make any rash move.
Let's get him happy.
Oh, quite effective, isn't it? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll spacephone General Mognier for instructions.
Although unable to move, Buzz and Happy intently watch Smeed and listen as the spy carries on a spacephone conversation with General Mognier in the Tyrannian language. Cutting off the transmitter, Smeed adjusts the spaceship controls, completely ignoring his helpless captain. Finally, as the planet looms large in the nose port, Smeed turns to Buzz and Happy.
That planet, gentlemen, is Tiranna 7, capital of the Tyrannian system.
What of it?
Well, I thought you might like to know. It might be your home for some time, depending, of course, on how the General plans to dispose of you.
What are you going to do when we reach the planet? Parade us through the streets?
No. It would not do to let the general public know that an enemy ship has penetrated our defense screen. It might cause uneasiness. Your own ship will be left temporarily at an unused base on Tiranna 7. As soon as I detach your ship from mine, you will be taken to the spaceport of our capital city. There you will be interviewed privately by General Mognier.
I can hardly wait.
I must warn you, Cadet. The General has no patience with impudence. So, there's one matter that will have to be attended to before we reach Tiranna 7. Your uniform.
What about them?
Well, they would attract attention, give rise to rumors and speculations. When we step out of the ship, you will be dressed as Tyrannian civilians. And remember, treat General Mognier as he deserves.
I sure will, if I get the chance.
Hours later, Smeed sets down his spaceship at the spaceport of Tiranna's capital city. Commander Corey's Star Drive ship has been left at a deserted base some miles away. The effects of the M-ray having worn off, Buzz and Happy are marched in front of Smeed across the landing strip to the administration building. Dressed in Tyrannian clothes, they attract no attention from the throngs of the crowded spaceport. Right now, they're in an office where a thick-set man in full military regalia stares at them with cold, penetrating eyes. At last, the general speaks.
Zavaga Blaze, General.
Much glad Corey. Now to call out to that hot sun.
Later. Now we will continue this discussion in the United Planets language of the field. I'm General Mogner, the Chief of the Intelligence Section of the Imperial Tirannian Space Army. It's the purpose of the Empire of Tiranna to liberate the people of your solar system. I expect you to cooperate.
You said liberate, General. Don't you mean enslave?
It doesn't matter. It has been decided that your planets are to come under Tirannian rule. We want to achieve this with as little violence and destruction as possible. If you work with us, you can save the lives of your people.
Whether I help or not, you're going to have a fight in your hands. And get this straight. I'm not going to tell you a thing.
And that goes for me, too. You heard the General? Speak up!
That's enough of that, Professor. No violence here. Someone might think we are mistreating our own civilians. I am sorry, General. There will be work in a quiet place. Then they will be executed as spies. And with the full support of our population, we will launch an attack on the
General, may I assume that the Jakala assignment is no longer in effect?
That's right. In fact, I'm considering a promotion. Thank you, General.
I could almost say that your renewed faith in me is reward enough. Thank you.
Stop phoning, Kosarak. You know I can't
get the General hat. Yes, sir. You got use it. I'll take it. My arm. I got the General, Commander.
Me out, too. I hope nobody heard the racket.
What do we do now? We're on a strange planet.
Well, with these Tirannian clothes, maybe we can get to the ship without attracting attention.
What about these two? They'll be coming out of it pretty quick.
Spy closet over there. We'll drag them in and shut the door and use Smead's M-ray gun on them as an extra precaution. Come on, Hap, let's work fast.
Locking the Tyrannian general and his spy in the closet, Buzz and Happy walk out of the office with affected casualness. Silently, they retrace their steps through the administration building and out into the spaceport. Right now, they're within a few yards of Smead's ship.
Okay, so far, Commander.
Luckily, nobody had occasion to talk to us.
Yeah, my knowledge of Tirannian is pretty limited.
All right, I'll come to the ship.
Yeah, nobody seems to care. At least I don't see anybody coming out to investigate.
Close the hatch. Yeah. I can remember how Smead operated these controls.
Hey, Commander, what if they have a space control here? If we have to get space instructions to blast off, we're sunk.
We won't wait around to find out. Check the viewscope to see if there are any other ships landing or blasting off.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the controls. First Smead pressed this button.
We're all clear in every direction, Commander.
Get set, Hap. Fire rockets.
Made it. Nice going, Commander.
We've got to find that deserted base in our own ship before we're safe.
I just hope no one goes looking for General Mogner until we're completely off Tiranna.
Flying high above the surface of Tiranna 7, Buzz and Happy scan the terrain, searching for the abandoned base. With only his memory and sense of direction to guide him, Buzz watches the ground below for familiar landmarks, mountains, rivers, and stretches of plain that he has seen only once before. Meantime, Happy checks the viewscope for a sign of pursuit. At last, Buzz puts the ship into a rapid descent toward a barren stretch of ground where a single spaceship waits.
You did it, Commander. Wow, I wouldn't have found that ship in a month.
Next few minutes tell the story, Hap. Judging from our own experience with that M-ray, Smead and the General should be able to move pretty soon.
Yeah, they'll have every ship on the planet looking for us.
Well, I set down as close to our ship as I can, Hap. And I'll warn you, this landing may be rough.
Wow. Commander, you handled this crate like you'd just finished a 50-hour refresher course. Well, not aboard the old Star Drive.
Hap, the viewscope.
It's a ship. It looks like it's heading right for us.
It's on a landing vector, all right. What I've seen, there are no cities within 300 miles of this place. He's coming for us.
We'd better make a run for the Star Drive, sir.
We wouldn't have a chance.
That's right. He could stop us with a null ray before we got off the ground.
Oh, yeah, that's it. We'll fight him off with our own weapons. I remember how Smead worked it.
Yeah, he turned this gadget here, I think.
Yes, that's it. There's the barn at night. The intensity gauge. Now, if I can focus it right. Check that ship's spectre, Hap.
It's decelerating, sir. Dropping lower. Now it's steady.
I think he's in the beam, Hap. His power's off. Can't do anything now but continue in free fall.
At his present vector, he'll go clear over us.
If he misses that range of mountains, he'll be lucky. Come on, Hap, into our ship and blast off.
Blasting off without further opposition, Buzz and Happy accelerate under rocket power, watching Tiranna 7 grow smaller in their rear-view scope.
Have you worked out the hyperspace vector yet, Commander?
Not quite, Hap.
I won't feel safe until we're in star drive and away from the whole Tiranna system.
You've got to reach higher velocity, Happy. The mass factor of that star and the 15 planets is pretty high for a safe transition into star drive.
Commander, another ship's after us.
Use the periscope, Hap. If we can find out what their plan of attack is, we can stall them off.
Yes, sir. I'll line it up on them.
They use an all ray on us before we get into star drive. We're sunk.
I've got the ship, Commander. How to adjust the focus inside the control compartment. Commander, it's General Mogner and Sneed.
What are they doing?
Just watching the viewscope. They sure look sore, especially the General. Uh-oh. The General's reaching for the null ray control.
He must be within range. Hap, stand by to fire space torpedoes.
Standing by, sir.
When you're on target, fire. Probably won't stop them, but it may delay them a few seconds. I'll check the periscope. They've changed vector, huh? Mogner left the null ray and is working at another part of the control panel.
Trying to dodge our torpedo, huh? Uh-oh. The torpedo exploded, but it missed them.
Blew it up with a force field, probably.
What about our velocity, sir? Is it high enough?
Very nearly. There's the General reaching for the null ray control again.
Let's lob another torpedo in.
Too late, Hap. By the time it reaches them, the null ray will be on.
We're going into star drive. Just made it. We're safe in hyperspace.
For the moment. But we won't be completely safe until we put an end to the menace from Tiranna. There's a way to stop them, Happy, and we're going to find it. We've got to.
An action preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure in just a moment.
Smoking rockets, a moon man from Saturn, a bird man from Mercury, and a giant from Jupiter. Wow. I'd sure hate to meet up with any of these weird characters on a dark night out in space. That is, without my Space Patrol periscope. Hey, Space Patrollers, I was just looking over this special identification chart that's printed on the periscope. It shows you exactly what all the outer space citizens might look like, and believe me, they're plenty scary looking. But when you peer at them through your mirror eye of your periscope, you'll see them, but they will never, never see you. It's like magic. You can see around corners and over fences, around trees and over bushes, but nobody can see you. And, gang, you'll have a real George time with your periscope right here on Earth, looking over the heads of tall people. The periscope's high enough, a big 24 inches. You can find secret hiding places, spy on your pals, jump in Jupiter. It's terrific. But you better move fast, because this super sensational offer ends soon. Hey, here's Captain Tufeld. He's going to tell you how to get a Space Patrol periscope.
Send a rice checks or wheat checks, box top, together with your name and address and 25 cents in coin to Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri.
That's Space Patrol, Box 686, St. Louis, Missouri. Don't forget your 25 cents and your rice checks or wheat checks box top.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Bite-sized checks taste good to me. Bite-sized checks, wheat checks, rice checks. Get your checkerboard cereal today.
And now, a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy are in their spacesuits aboard a wrecked spaceship, stranded on a meteor. Through the nose port, they watch an enemy spaceship land.
Speed ship, all right, Commander.
Have your ray gun ready, Hap. We'll give them a fight.
Yes, sir. They're shining some sort of light on us. Wow, what a glare.
Don't look at it. Some kind of special ray. Drop to the deck.
I can still see the light even with my eyes shut. It's burning into my brain.
Fight it, Hap. Keep low.
Commander, everything's turning black.
If we can work our way aft and get some shielding between us and the ray.
No use, Commander. I can't move.
Be sure to join us next week for the thrilling story, Invasion from Tiranna, when Rice Checks and Wheat Checks again present Space Patrol. Space Patrol, created by Mike Moser, starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corey and Lynn Osborne as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston, produced and directed by Larry Robertson, executive producer Helen Moser. Other players were Ken Mayer and Baylor Kovach. Dick Tufeld speaking. Now, don't forget to tune in next Saturday and every Saturday when Rice Checks and Wheat Checks present exciting action on Space Patrol. This program is broadcast for armed forces overseas through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. Space Patrol came to you transcribed from Hollywood.
This is ABC Radio Network.